Mills can't go on, and further back to Snitcat, but it's Russian Conquest drawing right away from them now. McLeod is going to second, Snitcat on the outside going to third, but Russian Conquest is going to win this very comfortably.
Welcome to Bet Doctor, behind the curtain look at how pro punters operate. I'm your host Scoot. It's 2022. We're at the Gold Coast. It's Magic Means Week. It's cracking time to be here, and DK has made the pilgrimage up. DK.
It has finally escaped Mexico, mate, and got up here. The beautiful weather.
How's it feel?
Oh, it's good, mate. It's been relaxing. Take a few 10 days off or something, having off with the family up here. But no, it's good, mate.
A couple of gallops along the beach. You got spotted by my old man the other day.
I did, Gaz, down the beach there, Broad Beach. Yeah, no, it's good. Good. I mean, it's a different lifestyle up here. You get up. It's early. It's very light early, and get up and go for a gallop and have a sweat out last night's whatever we drank last night and go again.
Dad reckons the eyesight's improved about 10 lengths up here. What about yours? Bit doing on the strip?
Oh yes. Anyway, yes. There's plenty of. What do you want, young? Well, what are you trying to play me into there? Jesus. Anyway, yeah, no, good vision up here.
And a man that already knows the Gold Coast inside and out, and he knows the inside and out of a prison cell. John Walter returns. You're free.
I didn't even know we had beaches up here. I don't go anywhere near those sorts of things. But good to be out of jail. Good to be out of jail. Only maybe a temporary. Already back in trouble again. We'll try and stay out of jail this time.
What's happened?
Just checks and blocks, checks and blocks. We're just always checking off heels. You're apparently not allowed to talk to anyone. You're not allowed to have a joke anymore, especially if you got red hair and your name's John. But that's all right. We'll get through it.
Mate,
so
man.
He could be already in the
He's on parole, probably. You're on parole, so.
Well, not. I don't know if they do parole, but I think I'm on constant parole. I think I'm
permanent,
lifetime parole. Yeah.
So 5 weeks out, and you could be in strife again. It couldn't be true.
Don't send emails. Don't text. Don't talk. I'm just going to stay at home with the two kids and just hope to not get arrested.
That's just me. Yeah. Living my life there. That's it.
Yeah. I've known you for a fair while, Walt, and you strike me as a bloke that would probably go the speed limit. I think a big night for you is a Coke Spider. So how do you find yourself?
Did you have a go? Did you drink something while you're in prison?
Oh no, she got me on the Christmas time, the old Baileys and the salted caramel Baileys, and I didn't realise that she's pulling them out in these things that are about this big, and for whatever reason, because I've got a long lineage of alcoholics in the family, I must have a really solid threshold, and they haven't got me drunk yet. They've been trying hard, but I do get loose, and probably is like the Hulk juice times 10. So I do get a bit vocal, but haven't got me hammered yet, I think, which is their goal.
It's good to hear, mate. Good to hear.
Yeah.
You might let the hair down on Saturday after the big stream, but
one way
strong or what the drink.
Oh.
Always
great leveler.
So yeah. It's just
happy juice. I call it back. Happy juice.
Happy juice. And I think that you do really. I mean, you see everyone's teetotal and Davo now and all this, but to get the full gamut of being a punter, you need. I reckon it's part of it. You got to blast off when you lose and win, and drown your sorrows when you lose, and away you go.
And celebrate break square days too. You got to celebrate it all. You got to celebrate everything.
Now, on a more serious note, I guess how did you survive this 6 months out? You got bad ADD. You're always up and about. I know when you flattered with me down for the Warrnambool stream, you're up at 5 a.m, you go in the gym, you're doing this, you're doing that. It must have been seriously hard for you to, I guess, put the gun down and not bet and just not be involved in racing, and you've got all your life's in racing, all your friends are in racing. You're just basically in the sin bin and completely banished.
Well, I didn't expect it. That was my biggest problem. So I sort of went into it, the situation, whether people know about it or not. Sort of, I got a bit of a please explain letter and then talked it through with the lawyer of how to best go through it. It had been a long 2 years for me, and there was a lot of sort of factors that had gone into it. I said, what about if I play it with a straight bat? That's all too much with the boys and stuff. And so if I just, admit to what I'd done and the circumstances around it, what's the worst that can happen? And probably disqualification was never thought about on the table, or the repercussions of it. So I went in there, sort of trying to nullify the situation, keep the boys out of it, do what I thought was best, and didn't think I'd really, committed murder, but sort of more jaywalking in my eyes. They saw it differently, and so did the appeal, so did tribunal. I thought the higher I went, the more sense I would be able to make of it personally. But it is what it is, and it was what it was. But to not be able to profit from anything in racing after it's like saying sort of 15, 20 years of that was the only form of income, a couple of kids and a wife now. It was interesting, and fiery red. There's a lot of anger for a long time, but you can kind of at peace with it now. Like, there's not, what can you do? And someone sort of said to me there, like, whether it was hard because COVID, what are you going to do? I'm going to go and be a real estate agent or something for 6 months. About 3 months in, I still half lost the plot. And so it was just like, listen, when was the last time you had a holiday? Like, when was the last time you had time off? Just completely, just what, if you can afford to do it, just enjoy your kids and enjoy the time and just completely try and forget about it. And that's kind of how I handle it, which left me a lot more work to complete when I came back. But, it's, I could say it's probably a positive in a lot of ways.
You could see, well, that's what Kira Ma did when he did his, 6 or 12, and just took off overseas and betted himself and, went and did training at Newmarket in the USA. And,
I don't know if I betted myself, but yeah.
It might have been the last 3 months. You got mentally better.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you need to come back refreshed. You want to sort of...
Yeah, which I am. Like as I said, I've just gone through sort of 6 months of not doing all the back form, but going back through and just looking how the tracks are playing, any changes, things like that. And then a couple of months of form, like I was wiped there the first few times I went through full meetings, like 10 races at Randwick. I was cactus, like I had to go and have a lie down. It was hilarious. And now I'm sort of back conditioned a bit more, but it's taken, a month.
I mean, I need a little break, but I know what it's going to be like the first week when I get back, catching up on all those meetings, and I'll just have to bunk it down hard, and you do it till fries.
Yeah, and then you find a horse or whatever, and you spark up, like something that's actually, you just see, hang on. You sort of get that blood flow back again rather than going through, 15 midways. And
that's how I do my reviews. I love that's... okay, I do the videos. Try and do the videos in the morning when I'm sprightly and everything. But you're sort of doing them and this, doing the video comps, and then you see something. So, hello, here we go. All right, we'll just make notes of that, and that's a good horse for what I want.
I laughed at it. Like I sort of always tell everyone, the way I know I found something I think is worthwhile in life is when I go and look for my keys to try and find to get to the tab to take the price. And if I instantly look for the keys, I know, and it's just it hasn't happened too many times. But it's just that at least it's sort of starting to kick back in, which is good. The odd spider sense.
Outstanding stuff. So a bit rusty, you'd say.
Oh, yeah, certainly. It knocked the rust off it. Like I've tried to get back into it, and the way I handled it was to give everyone a trial so no one's paying and then show other people. And I haven't found, I think they sent out early mail early in the morning since like whatever it was, like the 10th of last month. I haven't found a winner. Haven't found a winner in 5 weeks. I saw
a tweet from you the other day, and the DK out wide subs would have been awake to this. The algorithms and the market moves that might have changed in the last... Well, it's happened in the last probably 2 or 3 months to me and our stuff.
Yeah.
But you've seen that? They can be...
The corporates are absolutely hammering DK stuff. And as you would, a little bit of a... I'll pump up your tyres, DK. I think you bet 144 units. You returned 213, 69 units in front at 47.9%. So I tell you what, there's probably no hotter punter in Australia last year than DK, the assassin, the sniper style. So I tell you what, I've been backing some of the Fletcher stuff in Hong Kong. It's been going awful. The Boogie Smash been going awful. Just having a really bad run at it. I need you back. But good thing is like the Daily Gas and other products have sustained me a little bit. But it's hard to you just can't win 12 months of the year, and it's just the roller coaster.
So
Oh, you've done it, but you still had dips.
I had dips, and I still, I hate backing slow horses, and I backed a few slow ones, but we nearly finished on a high there with that thing at Mornington Art Major the other week. It was a funny horse. I loved that horse in Maidens, right, and he never got there for me, never got there. And I had to drop off him, and anyway, start 12 or something, he finally broke through, and then the trainer retired from training that day. So this have only got 2 horses, that's enough. So then the horse went to a new trainer, and then I saw it at the jump outs for the new trainer. I said, oh, hello.
Yeah.
Put 3 links on it, Said, oh, beautiful. Just had to get to a good trainer. And then it was in a 58. That's all right, because I knew the horse well. So I said to him, I finally got some money. Finally got some money out of that horse, because he always showed me traits that I wanted to be on him, but I never got on him in his maiden. But we finished with him. He was good odds in when we finished about 10 days ago. But anyway, but I was just saying, I think we send them out, and they're the algorithms, so if they get hold of them.
Yeah. At the wrong time of day or whatever it is.
The wrong time of day. I reckon time of the days, but they can be $3.20 into $1.50 back to $3.
When I did, when Top Bet had died or whatever they were called, and I had to go at my own, I did a trial last time, and I had like 1,000 people on trial because they had all those people from there. They marketed them, whatever. I had a heap of people, and I think I won 187 units, like 70% on turnover for the month or something. Mate, they were like $12 to $1.80.
Yeah.
Within that was just laughable because everyone was on a good run and they were just going berserk, and it's
Laughable.
like that now. Like, but even like there was a horse in that first race yesterday at Warwick Farm, and like I just had a quick look at it, and Tim was riding the favourite, but it was pretty high the favourite. It's like 260. Not went first up, like had every chance, sort of just got a bit quiet. It was in an average race yesterday. It's like 260 to 150. You're talking to people who've been around racing for 20 years. 260 to 150 was 10 million to do that, like up until 5 years ago. Now, maybe it's your subscribers that start, that's all it is. Or it's 2 or 3 accounts that start the roller coaster. And there was one in the last in Brisbane, the same. They're all on at 750. It's into 2 to 1, but the money that's got the 2 to 1 is the robots and the little wombats in the shops all betting around and nip it in there, and that's all it takes.
Yeah, so I think be able to read the market and look, with something we do because we've been watching it for 15 years or however long, but still got mates ring me and they might miss they'll be out doing something, and they'll ring me and say, "Oh, is this going to get back out or is this going to shorten in? Should I back it?" And I sort of, I'll tell
you can't, and the problem is you don't know.
You don't know.
Okay, now you say no, I don't think it will, and it's $5 to $3.50. Next thing it starts $7, and then the next it starts even much. Yeah, you don't know now. I don't know who's controlling the market, but you've got to be prepared. You've got to keep an eye on it because it's a nightmare. You don't know which way it's going to flow. I don't.
If you miss the first initial price, there'll be another time where you get it a bit higher because they turn them off and over at completely crazily most of the time, and there is an opportunity. So if you do miss that first big fluck, there'll be an opportunity throughout the day where it might kick back out. But I guess when they get hammered back in again, the big syndicates are in with
and
you.
ideally, because I'm putting down at what I call achievable odds, with something along off pots, which is you try and find a belt. What's an achievable price that the punters you can balance out at. You can't put them in at top odds and can't put them in at worst odds. You try and find somewhere in the middle. So it's better for me for the results if they do kick back out.
Yes.
I want to put for all the blokes who bet late too, because you want them to cop the best price.
Yeah.
And a lot of the punters bet in the last few minutes, so I prefer them to kick back out. It's volatile. But
country and provincial, my God, and even the city now. Like you get horses below. There was one at Newcastle the other day. It was $180 to $6. Pissed him. Like just that never happened ever. Ever. $180 to $6. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
And then I won well. It was no fluke.
And look, I'd like to do late bettings, but as you know, one thing I've learned, because I hadn't done this. We started in March, didn't we, Scoot? I said, I don't know what we're going to do. We just try and find a price point that's fair. I'm new. Let's hopefully can find a few winners. But I always said I was lower turnover, higher margin. That's my thing, as compared to a lot of other people, which the thing's been. We didn't have a lot of bets, but we were on good margin, which is similar. But early market was my best. If I was much better strike rate coming in the day before. And that's what Scoot said. It's to keep what you're doing. It's an early market service, and
but you're selected.
The prices are going to go up.
Ready for it. You get warning that they're going to come. What more can you ask for, really? And consistency, that's all it is, and that's what I try and do with the early stuff, which is harder, but I sort of go in, they call them fun bets, the wombats that offer my thing. So I can't find a winner early market, the fun bets are flying, and they hate the fun bets because they don't know, units and stuff, but what can you do? What can you do? You're only trying to, present good opportunities consistently, which is what you're trying to do, like pick the absolute eyes out of it.
Pick the absolute, and then learn as I was going along. There's certainly a price point where if I tipped a $17 chance, 17 into $5 is no good, because most people, it's just, you've got to be in that sort of price point where most people can get on and get consistency, not too short, but in the middle price, the 3-4 to 1 chances.
100%. And then you get a 15 to 1 shot gets up and you get 15 emails of hate. I didn't back it because I missed the price.
It's a tough school.
It is a tough school.
It's a tough school, and the Bookie Smash was probably a product that was white hot this time last year, and now it's just going through a bad run.
I remember that. I remember you were up here last year.
Yeah, our subscribers are absolutely through the floor, but you just go through your peaks and troughs no matter what. But I'll push the show along here. But if you like this sort of chat, the boys have just taken over here. But for the 5 hours that we're on air on Saturday from 1 o'clock in the afternoon till 6, this will be the banner that you get. DK might sneak into the house. He'll probably brush the missus and kids or leave them at the beach or something like that, and we'll try and get a couple of jars.
Yeah, I'll go and abduct him. I'll get him.
But Johnny Walter will be here, so you can fire in any questions into the YouTube chat. Johnny McLeod will be here as well. Brad McLeod and Tommy Henjak. He might be your brother-in-law one day. Who knows? But
I'll bring her along if you want. You know, support crew.
Tommy Henjak.
we'll keep it PG at the moment. But if you want to ask questions or get more of those sort of insights, make sure you join the stream. It's $50 to $500 to enter, and that'll be part of the Big Punters Club there. So if you check out our YouTube channel now, you'll see how-to videos. So we've fired up a little 11-minute video on how to use the new app and the new website and how to register for the stream. It's slightly different, but the best thing is you can follow all the bets in real time, the bank in real time. So we've made it as automated as possible, but you're still going to have to deposit in the TopSport side and sign and register for a Little Birdie TV account. So make sure you do that. It's going to be a big show today. We've got the MacBet boys. We've got Turbo, Tommy Henjak coming on first with John McLeod, and they'll preview 3 races from the Gold Coast. We've got Leigh from Roll the Dice Racing. We've been trying to buy a yearling out at the Gold Coast Magic Millions, and I don't know if people think that's fun, but I'll tell you what, for the couple of days that I've been out there, we are blown off the park. It's I think it's a 285k average. We've gone with a decent sized bank, and it doesn't take much. You know, you don't have to spend a lot of money to find a fast horse, but wow, some of the horses that we've had our eyes on, we're sort of missing the mark by 130, 150, and Kira Ma just saddled into a bloody horse that we liked. We sort of had a 300k sort of limit, 750, written Tycoon, so it felt like backing losers, just like the punt. It was just like, we're getting nowhere near it here, just air swings.
3 or 4 years ago, I was out there and doing every sale with a mad mate of mine who's a really good judge, but he's gone bush. But I think we inspected 4,000 to 5,000 yearlings before we bought one.
Wow.
And it was the funniest thing. We ended up going this, it was English sales, and we get this dream ahead thing. And Tony McAvoy's the underbidder, and Mark, he's got 4 teeth, thinks he's the best bloke in the world. Get that up, you Tone! He gets in the middle of the ring just because we'd been blown out so many
4,
times. Yeah, and that was it. And he said he couldn't help himself. And Tony came around. He's like, mate, I've been to the sales all over the world. That has never happened to me. He said, I was so. He goes, I'm glad you got it. Yeah, good luck with it. It's so funny.
Leigh Saville will join us. He's one of the guys behind Roll the Dice Racing. They've had success recently with Ayrton, a horse you guys would know at home, and Profiteer. So they can find the right horses. They do that with John Foote and Jeremy Rogers. So we've been learning about that sort of process, and they're thorough, they're patient, they stick to a set of rules. Similar to these guys in here, they set prices and don't deviate from the plan. But they've been a bit flat for the last couple of days, and lucky there's free Coronas on the table because they've been having a couple of those to adjust their attitudes. We've got Muggs Moral back. He's starting to take over the show. I think he's got 3 tips for us for Saturday at Rosehill. So anytime that you're unavailable, Walt, I'm thinking Mug might just tune in to do the whole card at Rosehill.
If he's still alive after whatever he ate last night, that looked
Doesn't he eat
horrendous.
some shit?
Oh, my God.
He's got to drop off the cans of Coke. We've got the TopSport Steamers also. So that's been a popular segment too. So the early bets that TopSport lay are generally around the mark. There's some of it's probably Walt's money, and it's a bit of a duck and dive contest. But Tristan usually takes a good bet, and the TopSport Steamers are definitely ones to black book as well. But we've got a new sponsor on board in the off-season. Manscaped slid into our DMs and decided to jump on board, and we've all got new electric trimmers. DK hasn't
Have we? Beautiful.
Yeah, DK's is in the Melbourne studio, so he hasn't taken his yet. I've got the Manscaped t-shirt on, but here's the box for Walt here. It's got a little trimmer, so the big red, I tell you what, the jewels will never look better there.
That was sparkling.
Got a pair of boxes and a t-shirt as well, but you can get 20% off at home. So all you have to do is type Little Birdie into the promo code at the checkout, and you get 20% off. So I think there's a big pack at the moment, about $150. You can get 20% off there, and the one I use is I use all the products, but the one I like is called the Weed Whacker, and it's for nose hair, and I think it's $50 in the shop. After our 20% gets down to $40. And you just never have like any nose hair problems.
And as you're getting
I don't
towards...
know, I've never had big nose hair problems.
As you're getting to our age.
Yeah,
oh, mate.
Mid-30s.
And trying to breathe when you...
let me mid-30s. I'm pushing
any
50.
sort of sport, tennis or whatever, I can't breathe. I get in there and I try and get it right in my
you
brain.
pull it out yourself when you sneeze for the next 15 minutes.
It's the best thing in the world, though, when they're out. Oh, you feel like you've won lotto.
Exactly. So you don't have to go to the chemist. Some blokes like Duna, they get the wax.
Oh, I bet he does.
They wax them.
Oh, no
He wax everything.
Big dude.
But the weed whacker, it takes care of it in about 20 seconds, so you can just give yourself a quick touch
That's
up.
the go.
So Manscaped, welcome aboard to Little Birdie TV. So a couple of the boys have got the shavers and they'll.
I got one of them trimmers in the pack. Back
at home.
I got a nose trimmer.
No, not the nose trimmer.
I
You
got
have
to
to
buy
get
it
that,
myself.
but you got all the other stuff.
I'll need it.
He's talked up the weed whacker. We're going to find one.
Don't know if it goes in the ears yet, but that's not a problem for me yet. But maybe some of our other viewers at home have got some weeds in the ears as well. But Manscaped, welcome aboard. It's going to be a nice, smooth year thanks to Manscaped. But, I reckon we go straight into Rosehill because we're rabbiting on and we're here to try and find winners.
Mate, I've got 6 months worth of talking that's been stored up inside.
I'm trying to keep the show under 2 hours.
Let's go.
DK needs to go back in the pool. He wants to drink pina coladas, mate.
It's cool in here. Don't worry about that. He's all right.
It's freezing in here. It's absolutely freezing. Air conditioning's working. All right, Rosehill. They've copped a heap of rain. It was, geez, I tell you what, it wasn't much fun at Warwick Farm. I got the jitters early. I slid into your DMs after you've had a couple of races, and I think Daily Gas found Marnix late. It went well, but a couple of horses just spun. It was
Well, it was lead of fence. Then it sort of was, it had cut up the middle, and then it was, by the time the monsoon hit, it became an absolute nightmare. So, but that's Warwick Farm.
How's the J-Mac tax? Because he's obviously
Mate,
like
that is
Marrera and all
that's
that.
a real thing.
It's a real thing.
There's things starting, and you look at them, they're 6-4 earlier. Well, that'll start 5-6-1. They're starting 6-4. There's got to be syndicates backing it because it's just madness. Like, this horse is just mapping horrendous. Like, it was on a thing that's going well, Sir Lemur there last week. It had to start $10, $260, $270. And, mate, they're just, and it's not his fault. Like, he must just go there knocking his head on the wall going, well, I don't know if I can ride a winner today, and I'm $1.06 in the Jockeys Challenge.
Yeah.
It's got to pay effects on him too. It's going to start to drive him mad because it's not like, I'm not saying he's punting anything like that, but he's got the punter's brain, obviously. So he goes there, observes the prices and goes, well, how am I supposed to win on this? And it's 2-1. It's got to drive you mad a little bit because he prides himself so heavily on his riding ability, and it makes him look silly. It's not his fault. He can't help it.
Yeah, we're definitely saying J-Mac's a clean skinner. He's just purchased a brand new house in Sydney.
$9 million.
Yeah.
He's carrying on mortgages. Mate, if he had to take a mortgage out, I would give it away.
All right, let's have a look at Rosehill this Saturday. Race 3, the TopSport Highway. It's Class 3. Banju's the favourite here. Barrier 14. Jean Von Von 440. Prasino 650. King's Trust $7. Lord Desinamo is $8.50. Pay the deal $11. Title Rush $14. Shen Wei $15. Absolute Trust $18. And then $20 you're looking at All Over Magic and Lucky Banner and bigger odds the rest. The first one we're going to have a look at here is Absolute Trust, blue with the white seams at Beaumont. Just getting pushed along on the fence.
Back on the inside.
Back on the inside.
Yeah, back on the inside. So it had been dragged out at the start and then dragged out, and you look at him here. So a little check there, loses momentum. He runs into every dead end you've ever seen. And all I'm interested in is the last 100 here because it's going from 11. So it's jumping in distance rapidly after this. Had a little tick over trial. And he ran up their arse again the last 50 and dragged off their heels. But it had a very similar run first up to at Gosford. So they whacked in an 11. Back up the inside, really build its revs up the last 100. And it just looks like it's had 2 barrier trials to me.
Yeah, trialled since. So it's obviously doing enormous.
That was a DNP in my comments.
What's that?
Did not participate.
Yeah, that's right. So he's had 2 of them. It's now, and he's had a trial since. So the little query over the 39 days, and I don't really want a heavy track. But it has had a trial in between. So it went 11 to 14 there. Now it goes to 1,500. It raced on a heavy track here, 1,500 a while back, led, went 100 mile an hour and got nabbed the last bit. So I don't see that as an issue. Big difference, JP's riding it Saturday. I'm allowed to talk about that now. That's a breath. Am I allowed to talk about that?
That'd be refreshing.
Buckley to par.
Yeah, and that's right. And he's won on it before, but JP on this day where you've got riders coming from here, there and everywhere is a huge advantage. He's riding a little bit heavy, which I don't mind. He'll be nice and strong. This bloke, what is it, $18 or something in 550.
Massive price. It won't be $18 as soon as we play the show.
The day I'm talking about that heavy track 1,500, it was 2-1 in the exact same race, a Class 3 highway, and I reckon it's better set up here than it was there.
And on map, it's going to map. It's like you said, he's a horse who's got back there.
Yeah.
This is how you know it's going to shorten because if it's right race, and it can map.
Yeah,
So it's got history. It's got history of mapping forward.
Yep.
The models know that. They've got that pegged in.
And you got like he's drawn 6, so he's got the options. If it's wet, he can probably just do they handle it a little bit differently. Tongue tied winkers again, so a couple of gear changes to say this is the day, and expect him to run well. Banju, the favourite.
Let's have a look at the replay there. It's on the Kenzo here. It's the black with the white cross and the green sleeves.
Previous start, he was very similar. He sat sort of 3 and 4 wide. He was 25-1. I backed him until my nose bled, and he paired off with the horse right down the outside here in the white, and it beat it a nose. This day it sits 3 wide outside him and just bashes their head in when I'm not on it, just to really rub it into me. But
great game. It's a great game.
This track drives you insane. So Kensington track and sitting 3 wide with momentum, sometimes it's okay, but you can't be much stronger than that for mine. Like He's done all the work. He's done all the work to start before off a poor setup and got beat a nose. He's come out and done it again there. He'll roll forward Saturday. Wet's no problem. And I can pick holes in the next 4 or 5 in the betting behind him. Huge holes and distance holes too, mainly. So this guy's going to be up on speed strong. Hopefully, Absolute Trust the one coming after him. And I can
they're the two.
See, I think they're two very well-placed horses in a pretty soft highway.
So highway's country trained, is it?
Country trained only. And I think they punted Canberra, but now they let them back in, but they put them at the bottom of the list. Oh. Yeah, I think that's how it works. But it's Canberra, it's kind of country.
All right, the next race we're going to have a look at is race 9, the Rosehill Bowls Club 78. Mug Punter, he could be the chef down at the Rosehill Bowls Club, looking at some of the stuff that he posts up there. But El Bueno is $5 favourite there. Key Largo, Bryce Hayes. A little bit of a shout out to my man there, $6. Olympic Legend $6.50, Shadow Cross $7.50, Rangers $8, Liberty Sun $10, Fast Coney $11, $12 Ulysses, Perry Gold $15, Ocean Emperor $18, and $26 Irish Songs or better. The rest, the horse you like here is from the Mark Newnham yard, and
I like
Shadow Crush here in the blue with the black sleeves just in behind.
This is when he wins at this track about 6 months ago. Not the one we were chasing, but that's all right. Last start, he missed the kick, so they had put in a change of tactic to be ridden forward. To me, says from that stable, it's just about ready to go. So it missed the kick out the back last, ran the fastest sections of the race. This is the same track and distance here, where it's won before. It got the gun run there, and if it got that run on Saturday, it'll be winning. But it's a very different race Saturday. And he ripped through the line against his pattern last start, which is what I like to see. If he jumps tomorrow and gets on pace, I don't think they'll beat him, but if he sort of settles midfield, he'll run well as well. And I thought there was another good chance in the race, which was Liberty's Sun. Talking about Bryce, I would say there after Key Largo, I did send him a message after that last start. Have you seen the replay? It's one of the great of all time. No, probably should have won by about 8 1/4.
And it got beat.
Oh my God, you'd just die if you ever see it. But it's a huge class rise. It's coming out of one of those dirty midways. To this, it's a big class rise, and it'll be probably last again. So that's why I'm around him. But I sent him a message, mate. Don't know which Chinaman we took out, but I think we were both part in the same one together. He can't buy a bit of luck, old Brycey Hayes, unfortunately. But Liberty Sun's in the same race here. I see it racing right up on speed. Kathy off, and the Apprentice on, who will be a much more aggressive a race with no speed. It's just a 1,200 metre specialist, and it's coming back in grade from like horses Prime Candidate, things like that, where the others are all probably up a touch in grade. So I just think he'll run really well, hard fit, and wet track won't hurt Liberty Sun. But I think it's 10 to 1 or something. Isn't it? I think one's 10 to 1, one's $8 or $9.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
So it's Shadow Crush $7.50, and then Liberty Sun $10 there. And recapping, Banju is going to be hard to beat in the highway at around the 440 quote, and Absolute Trust is going to be $18, and it'll be off the map, knowing that.
Yeah, I'd be backing at the price. If you get them, if they get those prices that still exist, you'd be each way and backing Banju. I think you can probably do both of that because I think it will halve its price.
Yeah, and what would you back the other one? Absolute Trust down to $10.
Yeah, no problem.
No
I think I marked it $6 or something like that. So to be, it's very rare you get to mark a horse. It's place price. It's for the win. In current markets,
you do it a bit though. That's how good you are.
I don't mind having a shot at the title.
I know where the running falls.
But we just talked to DK about that, like 16 to 1 shot, send tipsters broke probably, but I can't help myself.
Have a crack at
place.
Have a crack at topsport.com.au for the Magic Millions this weekend. They've got to win 50,000, I think best of the best in the 2-year-old and 3-year-old races. So they'll be pretty aggressive betting markets, I would have thought. The favourite, I think, Coolangatta was 210 into about 195, and then she's already zipped back out to 210. So there's going to be a lot of market fluctuations in those 2 and 3 year races. So you might as well take advantage of the best. Bet to win 50K at TopSport. They're a major sponsor. They put all the big streams on for us. And that's where we can get down for these big pools. We'll take a quick break and then we'll get Tommy Henjak to talk race 5 at the Gold Coast. And little intro. Yeah, you would have known him from the Brisbane Winter Carnival show, but we'll introduce him again when we come back. Welcome back to Bet Doctor, behind the curtain look at how pros operate. I'm your host, Scoot. We've got DK and Walt in studio up at Gold Coast Base now, and it's time to talk to Tommy Henjak, nicknamed Turbo. He's the younger, better-looking, section of MacBet. No offence to the McLeod boys, but Tommy, how are you, brother?
Yeah, good, thanks. Can't wait to get my hands on one of those Manscaped packs that you've got there at your house, I'm sure. Got to be looking trim for the weekend.
You're going to have to fight me for mine.
Surely you've got some spares there for me, surely.
Well, we'll do our best to source you one, but the Weed Whacker is what we need for DK, and can't tip that hole enough. The Weed Whacker for the nose hair. You wouldn't have any of those problems being to tick over 20 years old. But Turbo, tell you were one of the stars of our Bris Vegas show last winter and on fire there, but give us a bit of a background on how you found the punt for, I guess, the new season, new viewers. Let's reintroduce you. And by day, you're an accountant. I don't know how your boss copes and tolerates with your work ethic on a Wednesday, or whether you've just brushed Wednesdays altogether, but you bet, I think you're doing the form now for Ballina, and you're all over the betting all weekend, Sunny Coast, the Gold Coast. You're in as much of the Queensland form as you can, but I guess how'd you find the game, and what's your week sort of set up look like?
Oh, well, it's funny you said that, because I actually quit my job at the start of this week to start punting full time, so it's a big step. But yeah, getting into the punt probably started, I don't know, I've always been a big fan of it, maybe 10 years ago. Dad was always a big fan. And then maybe 4 or 5 years ago, started taking it a bit more seriously with one of your major sponsors, Punting Form. No doubt it takes your form to another level, and able to dive down deeper into the form and understand how races are run. And then maybe a year ago, met John at the track, and things just went from there. Helping out at MacBet nowadays, and yeah, just focusing on Southeast Queensland form basically, and the Northern Rivers of New South Wales.
I thought he meant me then. I'm feeling disappointed when I heard it was McLeod that it was the John that he meant, because I met him about the same time at the races. So,
oh, you must be absolute. The parents must be accountant turned pro punter, and these two blokes in here are absolutely crackers.
Mate,
they've been in the game for the last 15 years.
Either. Like, he's trying to court the sister-in-law. Didn't tell me about quitting the job. How's he going to support the family?
So, what is it? Is it less appeal for brother-in-law duties?
Oh, mate, I'm going to have to re-vet him. I'd given him the green tick, but we're going to have to look at that. We're going to have to look at the accounts.
Passed in.
Yeah, Ballina better go well.
Oh,
yeah, no, you'll see.
So what did the folks say when you said no to the? I guess you've done an accountancy degree, so you've thrown that in the bin, and now you're full time on the Grizzle and Grunt. It sounds really good to me. I haven't looked back with my racing and betting journey, and DK absolutely loves it. He's living the dream up here, but the parents must be stoked. Are they, Tommy?
Yeah, no, they're not too bad. They've been pushing me into it for a couple of months now, trying to get me to give up the accounting. So yeah, this is what I love to do. So a much more flexible lifestyle. Get to sleep in a little bit sometimes, unless John's cracking the whip early.
Sleep in.
Jeez, it must be easy going at MacBet. Hey,
I'll have to talk to John about that when we get him on.
What about the parents pushing him
What if
in?
they come up and work for MacBet? Sleep in.
I deferred uni 8 times. My parents didn't even know. I was ducking and weaving for that long.
Well, I've been trying to talk to John McLeod about today's show on the stream on Saturday, just to nominate a charity. He's barely been in range. He's sitting out on a boat. He's on a boat out at Noosa. So the beach at Noosa is packed, and he's probably there with a couple of glamours on a boat doing sweet FAs.
Shooting them with gel blasters or something. He'd be shooting all the white pointers. Good on him.
That's his prep every week.
Oh, it's unbelievable scenes. That's outstanding. Now, quickly, before we get into Saturday's card, have you got a sneaky little one, or is there a moral at Ballina for tomorrow that you can steer the punters in at home?
Yeah, we've had a little bit of an early go here at Ballina. Race 1, I think the horse is called Jetfoil. I think it's ridden by Zach Lloyd, trained by Helen Page from Gate 1. Was given a bit of an awful steer last start at the Gold Coast. Stepping up to 1600 will be no issue, and I think some of the dangers will drift back on a track that's going to be sympathetic to on-pace horses.
Okay, so that's Ballina race 1, number 10, Jetfoil. It's 340 at TopSport at the moment. Does that cross your radar?
No, I'm not a Northern Rivers man, but I do know Gate 1's pretty good at Ballina. It's a nice little joint, that home turn there. They end up in the crowd if they come around more than about 3 wide, so Gate 1's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm sure DK is quaking in his boots right now, getting caught in the death seat there.
Barry 1.
The coffin.
Yeah. Oh,
his sphincter's tightening already.
Oh, my last bet the other week was Barrier 1. Didn't kick up and held. Got outpaced. So 3 back the fence. That's good.
I tipped one at
7
Newcastle the other day. An old mate comes on. I thought, I'm hoping for a pump-up ride from the inside. 3 kilo claimer. He comes and goes, well, you don't put the kids on to ride them back. He says, we'll be just going straight to the front today. Missed it half, last the fence. Thanks. Trotted around. Thanks. Good.
Yeah.
Outstanding. All right, let's have a look at Saturday. Race 5 is Tommy's race here, the Magic Million Snippets. He'll be in the hot seat all for the 5-hour set. So looking forward to Tommy getting back into a stream room. But let's have a look at race 5, the Magic Million Snippets over 1,200 metres here, away game. J-Mac finds himself on another favourite, 380 into 330. Nice run last start. We'll cue that up in a sec. Isotope 360. This is the
we knew it from last year.
Last year's stream. This is
it was
an absolute hot pot. 280 into about 215. This time last year, and the jockey fell off, which was just hard to believe. Baller has he's found a new vein of form. Baller $8 for Toos, $8.50 Rohiran, last start winner $10. Totally Charmed $10. Tycoonist $15. Superium, horse that Walt's been on in the past. Scalapini, another one, goes pretty good at the Gold Coast, $34. Blondo, $51, and much better the rest. But I think we're going to queue up a away game. It's had a little bit of a pipe opener at Caulfield in the lead up to this. And Marabi's the horse that sits outside the leader here. Tommy?
Yep. This was the Christmas Stakes, very high rating race. They went out 1 length fast, come home, think about even. So the horses there on speed have really sustained a gallop. Away game, as you can see, coming down the outside in the black. It's run absolutely enormous here. It was first up off, I think, about a 60-day spell. It's run the fastest 6.42 of the meeting. That indicates to me that this horse is absolutely flying. It's just whether it's Caulfield only. But, yeah, it's a tricky horse to get your head around because there are some runs in her career where she just doesn't put in. But towards the end of last preparation, I just think they went to the well one too many times there in the Gilgai and the Manicato. After she started the $5 second favourite in the Bobby Lewis, she ran a very credible race there down the Flemington Straight. From gate 1, I think J-Mac's going to come out pretty neutral. I think they've worked out that she's a better chaser. And there doesn't look a whole lot of speed in the race, which is going to make big problems for some of the horses who are going to drift back. I'm pretty keen to take on 2 horses in Pachoose and Totally Charmed due to their map concerns. And I think I've narrowed it down to about 4 chances for the time being, but it's going to be really tricky to work out which way we're going to go. Tycoonist will probably go forward and he doesn't have a whole lot of speed, as Walt would know. But he can definitely find the lead and set up shop there with Constant Flight, who'll probably sit outside him. Away game, I imagine, will be in that second pair. And then you've got Isotope from gate 8. She definitely has the speed to kind of push forward, and they'll be hoping to get that second pair one off position. To get her this short, though, is very difficult. You've got to draw a line through Wild Ruler, I think. There was a close margin there in the Arrowfield Sprint. Wild Ruler obviously came out next preparation, ran second in Nature Strip, first up, and then went on to win, I think it was the Manicato or the Moya down there at Moonee Valley. That's the line you've got to draw to get Isotope this short. And obviously it's very difficult coming off a long spell. We all know that she's had the colic attack. And Walt's absolutely right. The rumours are she is absolutely flying at home.
Barry Troll, did you have a look at that?
Yeah, huge. And one of the fellas in our thing, he owns it, and I've never heard, he sends through the old Tony Gollan. He is not backward in coming forward, old Tony Gollan. And I think they did the right thing scratching it the other day because it would have been a nightmare. But, it'd be interesting to see how she goes because I get this situation with these sorts of horses back from colic and that. I don't care how good you are. You don't know how they're going to go until they get under race pressure. Taking short odds about them is very difficult at times, but she's definitely a talented horse. And obviously track work and everything is better than she has ever shown, apparently.
It'll be a race if away game's in the box seat and Isotype's outside it in the 1-1.
Off air, we spoke about Rohiran, or Tommy mentioned Rohiran was a bit of a chance.
Rohiran?
Yeah.
I just find that it lacks that early speed. It's always that Rohiran's my the horse that changed my life. But it's is it ever a betting proposition, Rohiran? Very rarely. It's a tough horse to catch. It's a tough horse to catch.
Start to be triggered by
it did go on a little bit more than Chess Star or whatever the horse that was that day, who had one more start, and that was the end of him. But I killed him. We got the result that day.
Outstanding. Do you want to keep talking about the race, Tommy, or away game? If the real away game turns up, there's a query over Isotype.
What about Gate 1 there on Saturday?
DK's Gate 1.
It's just that track.
You just said coffin.
Yeah, but last Saturday, I know the weather's been good this week. Last Saturday, the inside was horrendous. Yeah.
So the jocks will be getting off the fence here. So the run will present itself on the inside, or Constant Flight's a really weak horse. So whether J-Mac can kind of edge off the leaders there at the top of the straight to get a run, I don't think it's a real big issue for me in a slow run race, when the leaders are going to get to the crown of the track. The other thing that you got to take into mind is Isotype and away game. This is one for the SP profilers. They've actually met twice, and Isotype's been a dominant favourite in both of them. So that's a kind of angle there. But obviously away game's got the runs on the board recently. And as Walt says, it's always hard to back these horses to go to a new peak first up off a colic attack. Rohiran, it actually ran enormous in this race last year. That was behind Jonker. I think the boys on the stream were all over Jonker. Started $8, but there was a lot of speed in that race, so it kind of did allow him to run on. The way I've seen the race, though, I've still got him a touch of value at $10 because I do think he's got a touch of class about him compared to some of the other horses that'll be drifting back with him. I think he's got Baller's measure covered. Like Baller was probably in the best part of the track last start at Doomben. Totally Charmed is sitting there at about $10. It's only got an Eagle Farm 1,000-metre career peak to go off last start. Don't really want to have a bar of it, especially from gate 12, getting back in a slowly run race. And Patrice is sitting there at $8.50. I know 1,100 metres fresh is probably her go and a really perfect fit for her, but where she gets to from gate 4, I'm not really sure. And I can't really get a good handle on that Sydney fillies and mares form from last preparation. There didn't really seem to be a whole lot between a lot of them, and it just came down to who had the best run in transit.
All right, so it's going to be...
Who's he tipping? You're tipping away game, yeah?
Yeah, I think he's tipping away game still.
But for now, I'm on away game.
But he's got to ask the boss.
You've got
to confirm.
For now.
He's going to be on a team.
COVID? I know that Fatusa's owner's got COVID now, so does that mean he's out of play now? Yeah,
I think they can because they've been vaccinating animals at zoos.
Got to be careful with that.
Hey?
Got to be careful there.
What, putting the jabs into it?
You better put that into his system. That's going to really affect everything.
It'd be interesting to see if horses run faster if they've had the jab.
COVID profile.
What do you reckon, DK? You've just been boosted.
Boost.
You feel better after your boost?
7 days it says it takes to get your immune system up and going. So.
I had one last week.
Did you get it?
Did you? Yeah. 7 days it is, but that's faster than the other ones.
Yeah.
I've had COVID, so I don't need it. All right, Tommy, you can confer with the boys and figure out which way you want to bet there. But away game, I didn't mind the I like the way
Marabai's.
Marabai's going places.
Benchmate, the star back home.
Yeah. And it just was taking ground off it late.
And now it gets the box seat.
So, I like that as a horse on top. And it'll be interesting to see D-Day for Isotype. I'm sure it'll be rev right up.
Isotype too.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I'm hoping because they're just sick. Like one of the blokes in it's a good fella. And what they went through last year, they deserve a bit of even luck.
Yeah.
I was revving up Golem the other day. I said, because he's got a couple of the roller dice horses. And I said, no, sorry, every horse that we look at, it's Bob's or... Super Vobus, so you get it. He said, don't worry about that. No, I'll travel it anywhere.
Yeah, don't worry about that. Like, he does, and look at Crone. It was only like just a horse. He got it flying, took it to Sydney, put $1 million on its bloody value, I'd reckon, plus whatever it won. He takes them where they can win.
All right, Tommy, thanks for your debut there, and just a little
back or lay Coolangatta
pro tip. Oh, what?
On the
Back or
day.
lay?
Keep it for the day.
What are you going to do?
Coolangatta. Is he going to back or lay it?
Quickly?
That's John's race, but
Oh,
for me, it's a lay. For me, it's a
Lay.
lay, and
Lay.
Walt gets
Lay,
stuck
lay,
in these
lay.
favourites.
Just lay them
Especially,
all.
yeah, those
Lay 'em
guys.
all.
I think we're going to get you got to get in the pro attire. You need singlets and t-shirts now. Now that you become a full-time punter, you can get rid of all those accountant outfits, and you don't need the collared shirt unless you're going to go to the sales and toff with all the breeders.
Why wouldn't you? With all the other used car salesmen, get out there.
Outstanding
Party
start.
shirts on for the weekend.
Look forward to your presence in the stream on Saturday, and we'll see you then.
Sweet. Thanks, guys.
All right, puntingform.com.au is one of our major sponsors. DK uses it. It's been a game changer for me. Their data is super clean and it's easy to use. It just sits up there on the cloud. It saves all your notes in the database, so you can't automatically delete it like some other programs. And its sectional pro form stuff is just absolutely spot on. So puntingform.com.au has jumped back on board for 2022. So we're happy to have them as a supplier and a sponsor for us. All the boys
Tommy,
absolutely love it. They use it. Yeah, the MacBet boys love the data, plug it into their custom built thing. So there's lots of different options. So contact Sugar Shane and he can sort you out there. We'll talk to the Chief. We'll talk to John at Mac next, but we'll take a quick break. Welcome back to Bet Doctor, behind the curtain look at how pro punters operate. I'm your host, Scoot. We've got Johnny Walter in studio and DK's up on vacation with the Gold Coast office. So we're absolutely
Stevie Wonder.
Mate, they're nearly speedy little sunnies. So I might have to shout you a new pair of sunnies.
Yeah, no, those are the
Hey, you need a little upgrade. Head down to Pacific Fair.
Yeah,
There's a bit doing there too.
Yes, there is.
Yeah.
Some good Chinese there too.
Yeah, nice open air flowing, not very COVID safe. Now, Johnny McLeod's hopped off his boat and he's back in his war room. He's back at home. So welcome back to Bet Doctor, Johnny McLeod.
It's good. Let's do it. The boys, the Baron and the toys. What's happening?
Mate, we're travelling, but I tell you what, you look good there, tanned up. Looks like you lost a couple of kilos. You're looking fighting fit. It's the best Nick I've seen you.
Yeah, I went to Noosa for a week over Christmas, and it was good over there. We made it fine. Had another boat, and we sort of laid around on that boat for a week, and I lost a few kilos going to Noosa, but then all of a sudden I put a few back on. So yeah, you have to see what I can do.
Found them again.
Yeah,
I've got that problem.
hard to permanently get rid of.
Yeah, I'm frightened to go to the gym at the moment because you just don't know what you're going to get in the joint. You know, every Tom, Dick, and Harry's in there. So anyway,
Ducking, dodging, and weaving.
Mate, it was it was a if we rewind 12 months in the stream that we did last time, feels like it was 12 years ago. But you guys started, I think, with 185k. You hit the front late, all three of you guys. Got it to about 199, and then you guys had 33,000 on Terbium.
We did win like a busted.
To win 100 grand. No. So it was an absolutely diabolical day, Gold Coast Magic Millions Day last year for punters. I think you backed a $22 chance vault.
A couple of multis.
Jonker, you guys were on as well. So you did well to, I guess, stay in the fight, get back on top after a car crash day. You dodged Isotope, and then you gave yourselves a really big chance to double everyone's money. So it was.
And then I was just thinking too, like that 30,000 last bet didn't win, but the next stream at the Bulldozer, home she went over the sky, 30,000 on it. So. Just, we got something back there for the punters.
That was a big week.
It wasn't. What? 3 days sit next to you for 18 hours.
And I think South's got beat 60-0 or something. It was a long week all around.
It was good fun. So it's going to be it's going to be outstanding action for 5 hours on Saturday. And the MacBet boys, they've been on fire in 2021. I think you guys have returned 12.9% on all your Queensland product for the year. And any wonder the apprentice is coming on full time, Johnny. He's given away the accountancy gig, and you guys must be just airborne boats off Noosa. Tommy's given up his accountancy job.
I got told
bit of pressure on.
4-unit bet lob yesterday, I believe. I'm led to believe 4 units.
No, it was only short. It was $1.90 into about $1.30. So.
My man says don't see many 4-unit bets, and so he launched.
Was that the Van Dyke thing that was going to win by 8 and won by nose?
Yeah.
Oh, it was a good ride down the straight. Oh, that would have been a long last 100.
I'm sure the other one got about a head in front of him.
Really?
It was a horrible angle.
Yeah. So I was talking to Van Dyke after the race, and he's got a massive opinion of this horse, and he's going to step it up over about 2,000, which is one thing I was worried about. I think he went from about 1,400 to 1,600 or around about that yesterday, and I thought he really probably needed to go to 1,800, 2,000 just to get rolling and just get them all off the bit. But a couple of horses went forward, and it was a real messy race.
All right,
it's a horse to follow.
I don't think 2,000 is going to pull it up the way it sort of. He didn't quicken, but he kept
going.
Yeah. Oh, I think 2,400. Just get over further. He's just a lovely type. Really good horse.
All right, let's talk about the short, sharp 2-year-old races. Everyone looking for a quick return, and Coolangatta is the talking point here. It's $2.10 at the top of the TopSport market, and poor old J-Max on another favourite, barrier 13. Russian Conquest is second in the market there, $7. Miss Hellfire, $10, in from 12. Soaring Ambition, 16. Mashani Spartan. These are these cheap Les Ross walk-through horses that we've just learned about. 26 into $20. Cusack, 21. Perfect Mission. Michael Costy's been on fire. Can't wait to take his money at golf. $21. Stupendo, 21. And Bright Blue Sky, $26. Golden Artie, similar quote. Just amazing to get a horse into this race, given the pressure around the sale and how much blood salt goes through the ring. It's a big achievement, and hopefully we can do it one day with our partnership with Roll the Dice. But let's talk about the favourite first, and I'll play the replay, Johnny, and you can talk about it. Not you, Walt.
I haven't said anything all day.
Talk us through the Gimcrack win. You're out of play by this stage. Walt, you're in jail.
This day they ran good time. He sat wide, but his turn of foot, or her turn of foot, was just fantastic. She's a very athletic type and dashed away. And it was just one of those wins that every horse in this race hasn't put a performance together like that one. But the only question mark is that when I've seen her in the yard the other day, she was very fizzed up and wasn't settled. And I just don't know whether that's her. I did hear Ma talking about her the other day at Doomben, that he had let up a little bit and he was a bit soft on it. Now, whether that's the case, and that's the reason why she was a bit flighty, that I'm playing it like I'm going to wait until the yard. If I see her fizzed up again, I'm happy to bet her against her. If she's settled, I'm worried. So that's how I'm going to play it.
We'll queue up the McLaughlin Stakes here. I've just thrown it as a bit of a bonus. And there she's outside the leader there.
They go really quick here, don't they?
Yeah. What's your thoughts with this one? Johnny Walter first in studio. What did you think? What did you make of this run? Knowing that the grand finals.
Yeah, well, I'm very wary of this stable, and they get him ready too early. So it's interesting to see that he's backed off it. Maybe that's experience from previous times of sort of maybe not getting to grand finals. But I'm a little bit. I actually don't like that it was come here underdone, then goes and gets a gut busting run like this, especially if it may have been a bit flighty and going off. So I think John's right on the mark that you really want to keep it like you don't want to be backing this horse early. You want to get as much information as you can before you chime into shorter odds about a horse like this, because it could easily be, towards the end of it.
What about you, DK? Like young horses and lightly raced horses, do you like the soft letter? Because the Snowden Yard,
definitely,
they used to do it all the time leading in, and they often would that lose those big races leading into the slipper. They're very good at it.
They wouldn't have a let up, then a run, then bang. They're like, and that's what his horses are done tomorrow. They've both got perfect setups in different setups, but perfect setups.
We used to see it every year into the slipper, didn't we?
Yeah.
All those things get beat at.
And if they don't get in the race, whatever, he doesn't care. But if they're in the race, they're there with the right setup.
If you're saying that, what I don't like with and particularly my horses, young horses, maidens, is gut busters.
Yep.
It can be the end of their prep.
Yeah.
Because they're only still lightly built. They're still maturing. Their bodies are growing. Their shins, everything like that. So.
And you don't get sit outside leader, 8 above, 1,200.
You'd much rather have been a barrier.
Long way for a 2-year-old.
You'd much rather a barrier trial and a 600-metre sprint home then and sprint home good sections.
I think so.
I know, but look, yeah. So that's just a personal thing to do with the young horses.
There's not much to her either. There's very little to her. She's a very plain type, apart from being a little bit athletic. So the only question mark here, again, in that run the other day, is that the fence was no good, and she rolled back onto the inside part, and she still held him. Now, I know the second horse, I think it come out and just won at odds on a cushion track or the poly track up the coast. So the format of the race isn't much crack. It isn't much good. Swiss Exiles, it ran third in that race. I thought it would probably beat the favourite that day, with the run it had, and it didn't. So I'm, as I said, I'm just sitting on the fence. I'm looking at that first start and saying, wow, these horse can't beat her on that. But from what I seen the other day, well, what you're saying, fizzed up and all that stuff, it's a problem, and you don't want horses sort of going down there with a big crowd and sort of getting fizzed up and worked
Crowd,
up.
hot day.
Yeah,
That's going to be
and
another thing.
my
Sardined
idea,
in there.
Kieran Murray goes, he's got 100 2-year-olds, right? So he smashes them, which is what he's known for, like really putting the 2-year-olds through their paces early to see what they've got. And it's not surprising for me that he's got a horse near its top in a gym crack or whatever it was, and it goes like that, like a rocket, and then it's got to try and hold that form. There's no doubt it's a talented horse, but and then like you say, like it's a 100%, it's a parade horse, because if it's a freak and it kicks through it and that run's tightened it up and it's better, like stronger, and it's strengthened up rather than lightened off and lost the plot.
And those odds, you want all boxes ticked.
Yeah,
all boxes.
Yeah.
And from what you guys are saying, you're silly. Or you don't have to dive into the 210.
It's going to be there Saturday.
Yeah, you're still going to get that price, so you can just take best of the best or top fluck and wait and see what happens. And if you're hell bent on backing it, take it as a top fluck or a best of the best
The
product.
syndicates have got their yard people there feeding
and
that
they'll let you know late. And then if you want to have, if it firms late, mate, and you really, really like it, you can have more on later, but you don't have to pull
I'd
the
rather
trigger
take
early.
180 with every box tick than dive in and see it blow to 350.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
The other one that we're going to have a look at is the second pick in the market, Russian Conquest. We're going to have a look at its last start win here, and it was pretty solid here in the red sleeves and the black and the red cap.
Had every chance, sort of just sat in behind and cut through outside one horse, but they did go quick here as well, and it chimed in really early.
This is not your race. This is John McLeod.
Yeah, but you didn't show the part of the race that was actually interesting.
This is black shorts. This is Sydney.
He can have the good part.
Is this Sydney? No, up there.
Aaron, you're right that it did have quite a nice run, but it did have to get there quickly and then actually hold them all off, and that's what I liked about it. Well, what's going to happen here? They're going to go quick here, and it's going to be able to get the nice suck run in behind them, and if it sort of just trucks up behind them, comes out, it's going to be strong at the finish. And the only question mark I had is a couple of people have questioned the form or the horses out of that race. I know the second horse, I think it might have been Snipcat. It ran on out wide. Now, he hadn't done too much prior to that, but Snipcat, I think it might be a better horse ridden a bit quiet, and that's what happened that day. So, I just like the position it's going to be in with this race.
They went quick there too, so it sat up, as you said, on the speed, gone in there at the 4-500, put them away, and the race is over. Snipcat's cut its margin and hidden its merit, if anything. So I wouldn't even treat Snipcat as if it was even the race. All it's done is hide a bit of what Russian Revolution's done, or whatever it's
Russian Conquest.
Let's put a hole in the rest. Put a hole in the rest of it.
Should be favourite.
Should be favourite.
Oh wow! It's good to have Walt back, isn't it?
Is that what you're thinking? You think you like it too?
I think it should be favourite. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, that's nice.
Yeah.
It's we're going to be betting on this. If Coolangatta is fizzed in the yard, look out, Tristan.
Especially that time of the day. Especially coming into that time of the day, rocking and rolling.
Yeah.
Outstanding.
Yeah. Well, away from these two, these are pretty ordinary horses or average type horses. I do think Swiss Exile's got a chance if it gets into the field, because they'll ride it quiet. They've taken the blinkers off. That might be a different horse. But
what did you think of that stable, mate? Like last week, obviously fillies and colts come. I just love that the horse that runs well the week before backing up, and the Snowden filly sort of ran faster time and all that last week I saw. Yeah.
It's only a lightly framed horse as well, and it sat on the speed. They ran the time that day, which was good, but it's got a tricky gait, and there's a couple of horses drawn inside of it that it's going to have to manoeuvre. So I think she's going to have to really press, and if she does that, she just might be vulnerable late, with a couple of horses tucked in behind her. But I've got it $6 and it's $10, so
I reckon that's about exactly what I've done. And you got the barge ass man on there. You got the man to get it out the gates, Timmy Clark. He'll be there punching forward. He won't be going back.
Yeah, so it's like I've got those three horses that you've mentioned, apart from Swiss Exile. I've got them really locked up in the market, and the rest of them are sort of, they're more or less Saturday, 2-year-old races. They can win the race, but they're nothing out of the box, and they all take turns. Whereas
we call
these three,
we call them doompty doomp. Just doompty doomps. Just doompty doomps. Just going to keep going around in circles.
They need bad luck. Those, I agree. The 3 or 4 at the top of the market. They're probably, the market might be a bit weird, but the 3 or 4, they found the right 3 or 4. Maybe they're just not at the prices they should be currently.
All right, let's have a look at race 8, and J-Mac isn't riding the favourite here, thankfully. Jamea is $5.50 in from 6. King of Sparta $5.50 in from $6.50. I Am Lethal 8 into $6.50. Tristan shortened every horse. He's doing a sports bet. Starman 9 into $8. $12 Indiscreetly. Shahonka $13. Mimi Lagarde 14. Far Too Easy 18, and Bend the Knee $21, and much better the rest.
Good luck here, Johnny.
Well, we're going to have a look at the replay of Jamea, the start before it ran in the Golden Rose. I think this is a Furious Stakes replay, but Mr. McLeod, please take it away, and don't let Mr. Walter interrupt.
I won't talk.
That's it back at the last, just trying to come to the outside in the white. And, we've got something on our sheet to say the fence was okay this day, so it wasn't as if the bias was out wide. And she just attacked the line. Went really good, just got over the top of them. And, it was just a nice win. The thing is, you're right, this is a tough race. We've got it $7 favourite, and I see that it's $5.50 in the market. So, we're even a little bit over the market, but I do think she's hard to beat. I think she'll get back in the field. The trial in the morning was really good. She, I think she made up about 5 or 6 lengths on that Snap Dancer or whatever it is, and it goes quite good. The 2 in front of Snap Dancer weren't too bad either, and she just hit the line hard, attacked it. We're just going to have to hope there's good speed in the race, which I think there is. Snips on Fire's got speed, Rhapsody Rose got blinkers on, Dovetail Diva will go forward, and Indiscreetly she's got no other option but to press the button early. So they're going to go here, and you're going to have to look for a horse sort of midfield back, coming wide and just flashing home down the outside. And I think she's the strongest one of all those horses back in the field. Maybe King of Sparta is one that's going to improve and can run on. But I think this is a nice horse. I hate back markets, but I think with the speed up front, it's going to be hard to beat.
Has got that little 4 lengths behind in the Congo and Animo over 1400. So
but if it's first up 1400 this time, I know it's had trials. And they've said it, mate. This is their race. Like, they've absolutely targeted it. If it was 1200, I'd have DK down the corner now trying to get $5-10 an hour free and putting it all on. It's
first up last time in, it got held up in the straight too. It was probably going to win. It never got a run.
All its depth to
Tommy
its form
suits it then if it's going to get back.
Hey,
Tommy suits it then, doesn't he?
Tommy suits nothing. Tommy suits whatever.
I've heard that.
not one of mine.
Few people have said that.
He does suit this horse. He's because he can pick his way through a field, Tommy.
No, and he can just ride him dead cold if he needs to, and one last crack at it.
Which is what it needs, and it's got probably a 2 to 4. Like, it's sustained a run there. It's probably got a 400-metre sprint that nothing else can go with in this race if it's saved up for it.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to keep our cards close to our chest for the remainder of the Gold Coast card, but you've got a good indication on 3 races there of what the boys are going to do. And if you want to join the stream, head to littlebirdie.tv. Make sure you download the Little Birdie app, get your updates for the updated version of our app and TopSport's app, and then that'll make checking in and signing into the Punters Club much easier. It's probably a 3-step process, but the best thing is once you've joined this Punters Club and stream the next one that you do, it will be much easier. So a little clunky at the start, but with all good things, you sort of have to work a little bit hard early, and the rest should sort of flow. But thanks for joining us, John. Thanks for getting off the boat. We've cut your holiday short 2 years in a row. I'm starting to get into the negative with you, but good to hear you absolutely flying this season as well. I think the boys are cracking around at 23%. So I'm air swinging, and I might have to change my betting up to Queensland and follow you boys in on these 4-unit plays. They sound exciting. And I think Tommy Henjak's just leaked race 1 at Ballina on Friday, number 10. jet foil to the punters. So make sure you head to macbet.com .com.au, sorry, if you want more of Johnny and Tommy stuff. But you'll see how they go about it, and you can ask them any questions you like in the stream on Saturday. But can't wait to see you for a beer down at the Gold Coast.
Sounds good. That horse will be hard to beat at Ballina, I'm telling you.
All right, there you go. Build a bank and then throw it into our bank for Saturday, starting off with Ballina, race number 1, Jetfoil. All right, we'll take a quick break and we'll get Leigh on from Roll the Dice, get an update on Ayrton, where he's at, and Profiteer, and we'll see how the sales are going. But it's pretty grim at the moment. We'll see you soon. Welcome back to Bet Doctor, behind the curtain look at how pro punters operate. I'm your host, Scoot. We've got Walt and DK in studio. It's a marathon show today, but it's time to chat to Leigh from Roll the Dice Racing. It's a marathon out there for him. Days and days of the sales, and it's absolutely red hot out there. Welcome to the show, Leigh.
Thanks for having me, Nick. Pleasure to be here, mate.
Mate, it's hot going out there. The last couple of days I've chimed in and we've put our hand up, or you guys have on our behalf, to try and find some horses, and we've sort of been blown off the park to a certain extent. But I'm just having a reading of the stats for the first couple of days, and it's a 94% clearance rate. And I think the average is up 14%. So I think it's cracking at around 287, the average, and even the median price is up 28%. So it's just incredible, the amount of money that's getting thrown around. I guess all the guys at the top of the market, they're probably not being able to fly all around the world, so they're just absolutely filling up on bloodstock.
95 million
It's
or something
hot.
First 2 days sold.
It's just crazy.
Yeah.
How do you feel the sales going? Is all your guys saying that it's just too hot?
Yeah, absolutely, Nick. It's it's phenomenal, the amount of money going around here at the moment. So yeah, you've just got to ride the storm a little bit. You've got to stick to your processes and do what we keep doing. And we're not just missing out; we're missing out by hundreds of thousands in certain instances. So yeah, we've got to try to let the big boys punch each other out from the first couple of days, which we've kind of done, and keep as I said, sticking to our processes and look for some value.
So yeah, for those that don't know, we've been doing a bit of a collab with Roll the Dice, and I think Lot 108 is a horse that we had our eye on. It was a written by Colt, and I think it went for about 130 more than we wanted to pay, and we also were keen on Lot 209, which is a Shalar Colt. So I think it went for about 400k. So it's been tough, and it's hard once you see a horse, you sort of half look at them as the benchmark, DK. You half fall in love with it, and then you're like, oh. You start to look at it. I looked at a couple of parades yesterday. I mean, it doesn't look as good as 108. He looked like just a little bull. He's written by as just are outstanding types, a son of Written Tycoon. And it's just it's like backing losers when you're the underbidder. It's a tough game, and the amount of work that goes in behind the scenes for these guys to keep putting their chin on the chopping block there, and
they did
near
find
misses
one,
and
I
stuff.
think, yesterday.
Yeah, you guys struck a blow finally, and Almazor filly.
We did, guys. A lovely Almanzor filly. Obviously, really hot stallion at the moment, Almanzor, and out of a family that our bloodstock agent John Foote knows very well. He actually bought the mare in England and brought her out here and sold her to Joe and Jeff Lindsay at Cambridge Stud. And this filly is a lovely filly and out of an international family, and she won't certainly be that sort of 2-year-old Magic Millions type. She'll certainly be a lovely 3-year-old, or late 2-year-old, 3-year-old type. So, Chris Waller, the underbidder, and Guy Mulcaster. So, we're on the right horses, that's for sure. And, we thought she was value at around the 220 that we paid for her. So,
finally, good to strike a blow. And the guys are out there bidding again today and getting amongst it. So fingers crossed. I think we're trying to look for more of a 2-year-old type, or a horse that might be just, up ready to go for 1 or 2 races in the 2-year-old season. So we'll see how the sale plans out for the next couple of days. So fingers crossed we can still jag a horse. But quickly, while we've got you, Leigh, what about a progress update on Ayrton and Profiteer? How are they tracking, and what are their targets?
Well, firstly, my Profiteer is absolutely fantastic. He's come back into the stables. He's just really furnished that. From the time he was that spring 3-year-old, he probably hadn't really matured as a colt. It was a short break from the autumn to the spring, but he's had a good break from the spring into this autumn. And Jamie Carr rode him the other day in a gallop, and she said, "Look, I'll go wherever he's going." So hopefully, he'll be taking on the big boys. So there's nowhere to hide now. He'll be going straight into the Lightning first up, and taking on Nature Strip and Eduardo. So that'll be a big task for him. But look, when you're a colt trying to win a Group 1 now, like we are with him, you don't run and hide. And I guess there'd be no shame in running second or third to those horses either in a Group 1. So he loves a straight, loves 1,000, and he's a very fast horse. So he's going really well. In terms of Ayrton, he obviously had that setback with the spider bite, and he was quite ill. He's been at Mick Price's property up in Belgrave South. He's just come back into work now, so he's just put on 30 kilos, which was great. And I think we're all probably attuned to putting on a few kilos over Christmas, New Year. So, but no, he's really good. And if we can get him back to where he was, last year, then look, he'll make his presence felt probably in the Brisbane Carnival. I think Sydney will probably come up a bit quick. So he'll head back up to Brisbane and look at some of the big races up there. So, fingers crossed he's ready to go.
He's still got. I remember last Winter Carnival. He was still a bit new to the caper, wasn't he? Ayrton?
Very raw, yeah. Like he's sort of the horse that was capable of doing anything, getting anywhere. So hopefully he gets back to that level. But he looks pretty strong.
We were just talking. Sorry, guys. So, we were just talking the other day about it. The horse has never had more than 3 runs in a prep. So, we think his best is going to be a mile 2,000 and even a little bit further. So, we certainly haven't seen anywhere near the bottom of this guy. So, I mean, obviously the hype was enormous around him and whatnot. But, we're really excited, and hopefully we can get him back to where he was, before the infection.
And see, 1,000 metres just looks completely profiteers go. That's sort of just what he wants, and much further doesn't seem like his go, does it, DK?
I think the biggest thing, what Leigh saying there, the J-Car feedback about how well he's come back. That's the
good indicator.
She's just got a great hands and great feel. So
perfect for that style of horse.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, hopefully we can find one and get Jamie on top of our horse there. But all right, fingers crossed. You can find us on Leigh. No pressure, but you've got recent the results on the scoreboard, and hopefully we can land a couple of blows. But the big boys are definitely on top. They're flexing their muscles. Kyron Maher, Kieran's just absolutely dominating.
Absolutely. I retweeted a bloke the other day. He's like, "Listen, Kieran, how about you let us know the lot you haven't got?"
They're just absolutely just smashing.
My man's throwing his weight around.
Hey?
Any Savabills or Tavistocks will go through. My man will be buying them. Trent.
Yeah,
he just can't see past them. He's got to have a barn full of them.
I think Trent might have backed the Shalar thing that we had our eyes on, but he popped up and he did like a couple of the colts that rolled the dice was, and I sent you a little bit of a jab too, DK, just to make sure you were awake and not asleep by the pool. But the Bazussins they're throwing a lot of cash around, so it's just
you can't overestimate the amount of work that goes in when these fellas are looking, inspecting, going to stick out there how hot it is, and then going in there being disappointed, having to back up. It's an absolute emotional roller coaster, and I don't envy anyone out there. It's tough.
No, you guys are doing a great job. All right, hopefully we can swing by the sales later today, have a cold beer, and hopefully we can put our hand up and syndicate one and start to get some of this prize money back that us poor punters pay for. Well, it's true.
I've been trying for years.
We're trying. Thanks, Leigh.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
Good luck.
Mate.
All right, that's Leigh from Roll the Dice Racing. So if you want to get involved there, just slide into our DMs, and I think we've got a bit of a short list of people, so we may syndicate the first horse without you, but you can join the queue for the next one, and that's hopefully we can buy one, or we'll be off to the Melbourne Premier to go to the cheaper ones, but we'll take our time, we'll be patient, and try and find the right sort of horses, and we're in really good hands. Jeremy Rogers is pretty impressive. He did a little video. It's in our Discord channel if you want to check that out, but they know what they're doing. It's time for our favourite segment of the show. It's Mug's Moral.
The Mug's back with the Mug's Moral for 2022. It was a good start for this segment last year. I want to make it bigger and better. My Mug's Moral this week is race 7, number 2, the Bopper. It won very good last start. The Mug was on it at $5, got in the 4.20. It got back in the field, but I think this week it will be up there in the first 4 or 5. and he's just going to sit there and jump and go bang for the start of the year. It is 216 to 250. But there's also two other things the mug likes. Race 1, number 1, I Say Hello, and race 4, number 6, Sky Command. So, guys, good luck. The mug's moral is race 7, number 2. Mug also likes race 1, number 1, and race 4, number 6. So, good luck, guys. Hope it's a winning year for all you punters. Good luck on Saturday, the Magic Millions live stream, boys. And what does the mug say when we have a winner? Go find your bookie. Good luck.
Gee, I tell you what, Walt, you were sort of quivering there. You were sort of like, you were itchy in your seat. You either want to go with him or beat him to the mark there, or you want to take him on. You might be his personal bookie.
He's obviously operating a different end of the market that I try to, but God bless him. He sounds like he's full of confidence, and that's what you got to be in this game to keep fronting up.
Yeah, he's a big NBA fan.
Is
By
he?
the look of him, the NBA thing on it. Looks like he's ready to go out for Miami Heat or the Bulls there.
I thought he might have the helmet on the way he might come out swinging. He sounds like he's ready to go.
Mate, I tell you what, you'd be surprised he can find a shortener at our mug.
Yeah,
Some of them just straight off the cliff. He's got a following. A rival bookie tried to take him off us. He got poached. He was trying to get poached.
I didn't know there were any. Actually, what about when you go on Facebook now and you're a sicko, so you've been around a few websites and they may sort of try to tend to get you with a bit of advertising there, and you've got Hello Bet, Wish Bet, Johnny Wishbone Bet, Walt Bet, Text
60
Bet, Monk Bet. What are all? Are they all real?
62 we're up to. Well, there will be
62 bookings.
Get them all. If you want to bet, get on track and front. Otherwise,
you're going
don't.
on
And then
about it,
but I just love it. Like these 62 bookies that can run and hide and don't have to bet anyone. Stand up, stand up, brother.
Don't have to worry about that. TopSport will take your bets. So let's have a look at their big bets early in the week. Let's have a look at these TopSport Steamers. Gold Coast Race 5, number 14 is Isotope, 2,000 at 380. So that's the owners or someone just steaming into...
What price? 380.
Yeah, 2,000 at 380 Isotope.
So what's it now? 260 or something?
360 or something.
Oh, is it
360?
360?
Or 330 maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're both sort of around the mark. This could be yours. Gold Coast Race 7, number 11, Russian Conquest, 1,000 at 750. That's not bad shopping. Boys like it if you want to take on Coolangatta.
I thought it would shorten when the draws came out. Not inside draws, not the be all and end all in these sort of races. They're so competitive, but it is the one that sort of looked like it was going to, can position wherever it wants to. I thought it would shorten. It hasn't.
And the other one is Flemington Race 2, number 1, Desert Rain, 2,000 at 380. It's into 360. It's racing against Squid Game. DK, Squid Game. Have you
Squid
seen?
Game.
What do you think of the movie? Or the series
Loved it.
on Netflix?
Hard to beat.
You like
You
it?
know, it's a kids. It's a kids game.
Kids game as well.
I come down the stairs the other day and heard the do. Said, what's that? The kids, it's one of the games on Roblox. We played Squid Games and all that. The kids know more about it than I do. They just say, and then I saw them in the street the other day. What are you playing? We're playing red light, green light.
Yeah.
Oh,
wow.
And the little ones, it's
How's it
yes,
end?
Daddy, but we play red light, green light. But when you move, you don't get shot. That's what she said.
Have you seen the best of the alarm clocks where the red light, green light bird gets there and she shoots you with a dart to wake you up in the morning? A red light. Oh, it's sick.
Very good.
So many spin-offs.
All right, it's good to be back. A bit rusty today, but the boys, they could talk underwater for hours, these two. But good to see you, DK, up on the Gold Coast.
Yeah, loving it up here, mate. Back to by the pool today. It'd be lovely.
Yeah.
I'll see you for a drink tonight or this afternoon.
We won't
Well,
see.
you want to come up and have a glass of Moe or something?
Mate, I've got 86 meetings to do. There's dead set 3 tomorrow, 4 Saturday.
You say
Oh
you
my
had 6
God.
months. You had 6 months off.
Yeah, exactly. I'm fresh.
Good to have you back in the saddle, Walt. And if you want to ask Walt any questions about his suspension or his opinions on anyone from
Whatever.
George
Get into his
Street,
DMs.
make sure. No, just jump in the YouTube
I've
channel
gone
on
down.
Saturday for the
YouTube
stream.
channel.
10-pin bowling. I've gone down there. Opening now. Electronics fixing over the last 6 months. I'm a specialist there. I've watched everything.
We'll get Cam Smith in anything golfing.
Oh,
You
golfing,
love the golf?
whatever you want there. We've got the Australian PGA on there, geniuses. They've got one tournament a year. They clash with the Ashes and the Magic Millions, and they have it in Brisbane. Well done.
We've got
Spastic.
content. You need a content for Saturday, so
We'll be there.
here we go.
Whatever
Get
questions.
in the chat room.
Jump into the stream, $50 to $500. You deposit. You jump on Little Birdie TV. There's a how-to video if you're hopeless with technology like I am, so you can just go to YouTube and follow that 11-minute video, and that's the easiest way to learn how to jump on board and have an account with TopSport to do it. Make sure you update, get the Lotus app version on our site and TopSport. That gets all the bugs out of as well. But great to be back for Bet Doctor. We've got 40 episodes this year. Hopefully we can teach you how to become a smarter punter. The boys have dropped a couple of pearls today, so it's good to have them back. And make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, Little Birdie TV, and follow at Bet Doctor TV. or jump in our Discord channel. And even Walt's got a Discord channel as well. Not bad.
That was your idea. That was your idea. So I've sort of transferred everything all across from I had a chat room, but the Discord's incredible. Like as you said, like you can, especially channels where everyone can go in and you
drop
don't have
videos
to
in there.
Pirate everyone. Who's that?
Drop videos automatically.
Yeah, anything you want.
Videos.
Straight in
all
there.
our videos are in our Discord channel.
I can put all my information in there. Everyone can share their stuff, and you don't have to clutter up into one room. So there's people talking about crypto. I wouldn't have a clue, but they just sit in there just loving it. So
it's the way to be.
It is. It's good fun.
It's a future of chat room. So Little Birdie have started our own little Discord channel. So it's at Little Birdie TV. So you can find that there. But can you give me the link of your Discord? I haven't been invited. I told you what to do, and then I've just been
mine's going to be like a subscriber only one, but you can go to the website and get in there, and then it's all closed shop there. It's closed shop because don't want to get in enough trouble. Don't need an open channel.
Outstanding stuff. All right, welcome back. Going to be a massive year. Jump into the stream and happy punting for 2022.